Hey, I'm Steven and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So you've probably heard there's a lot of panic in the stock market at the moment. People selling off stocks, especially tech companies that are disrupting, that are innovating, that are going to change the world for the better, currently experiencing a massive sell-off. Kind of reminds me of early 2020, around that March, April, May area. And of course, many of you won't remember, but I at that point in time was attempting at least to be a beacon of reason in a sea of stupidity and suggesting to people that one, the world wasn't ending, two, things will be back to normal, relatively speaking, fairly soon, and three, it made absolutely no sense that the value of many of these companies had fallen off a cliff when nothing fundamental about their businesses had changed. So guess what? 1 year later, we're almost in the exact same situation. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why the stock market is crashing, what I think sensible, smart and intelligent investors should be doing, things they probably shouldn't be doing, what I'm personally doing, and where I think things will head from here. So let's get into the video. But first, hey guys, if you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $250 just for opening an account. And if you fund your account with $100, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $1,600. Unless you don't like free stocks, that is. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it. It's times like these that separate investors from fools, smart money from dumb money, logic from emotion. Now, I could explain why stocks are falling now, long-term interest rates going up, rah, 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 rah. I mean, yeah, sure, that may have been the catalyst, but the truth is that's not really what affects the stock market or prices. What does affect the price of stocks generally is the collective actions of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of individual investors and institutions buying and selling securities on stock exchanges. This is literally what changes the price of stocks, period. So when we look at this from a macro level, there may have been a catalyst here or there, but what's causing a sell-off today isn't a single particular event. It isn't that anything fundamental has really changed about the future. What's causing the selling right now is groupthink and group panic. Now, not everybody's in a situation of panic, but if somebody's just recently purchased a stock and it's now down 20 or 30% and they don't have the psychology for investing, their mindset is not in the right place, they don't have a strong grasp on their emotions. They're the kind of investors who's prone to see a few articles suggesting that stocks are plummeting, that they're tumbling, freak out, notice that a few people are selling and decide, oh my God, I better cut my losses, I better sell my stock now because I'm scared, Daddy, please hold me. These are the kind of people right now who are letting go of incredibly great value securities, amazing stocks and companies. Again, we really own companies, not stocks. Companies that are going to change the world. Now, I'm not here to shit on anybody's decisions in terms of investing. You do you, maybe there's been a medical emergency, etc. But if you're the kind of investor right now who's worried, fearful, uncertain, scared, panicked, etc., if you're asking people questions like, should I be worried? What are you doing? I'm not sure what's going to happen in the future. Should I sell my stocks, etc.? You're probably not cut out for investing. It might be time to visit a shrink. Get this right first. Then consider taking a second swing at investing when you actually have a grasp on your emotions. Check out the card in the corner to my video, Stock Investing for Beginners, how to make your first $1 million in the stock market to really get a grounding in the psychology, the mindset, and the emotional maturity required to actually be a successful long-term investor. I hope most of you guys have already seen this video and haven't done anything dumb today, but in either case, if you're investing in the stock market and you'd like to do well for yourself financially over time, you must understand these basic fundamentals of investing. And no, this isn't about PE ratios, profitability, no. This is about getting this right, the most important thing when investing in stocks. It's kind of arrogant for me to be saying this, but I was right a year ago and I'm going to be right again. 100% of people selling stocks today because they're scared or worried about the future, they're fearful, they're being a sheep, they're following the herd, they're not thinking for themselves, are going to regret this enormously. Okay, I'm telling you guys now, someone set a reminder for 12 months time. The price of pretty much every stock that I discuss in this video will be much higher in 12 months time than it is today. Why are people selling? Because they're idiots. Sorry, but these are the facts. Now, yes, there'll be exceptions to the rule, don't worry. Maybe you had an exit strategy, I get that. But the majority of people currently selling today, I don't think they've really engaged their brains. It's their emotions that are driving their decisions, and this is never a smart idea in the stock market. Leave that for your personal relationships, not for investing. Take, for example, Tesla stock, which is down over 30% in the last month. Now, I ask you guys the question, seriously contemplate this. Has anything fundamental changed about Tesla, the company? Their technological lead, their manufacturing prowess, their engineering talent, their leadership. I could keep going. I'm asking the question, has anything fundamental changed about Tesla, the company, or their future? The answer, in my opinion, is a resounding no. Yet, the stock is down around 30%. What does this tell me? There's a disconnect between the actual intrinsic company, what they're doing, their execution, their trajectory, etc., and what people are paying for the stock. In my opinion, being a long-term investor planning to hold Tesla stock for a decade plus, I don't see any reason whatsoever why people would be paying less for Tesla stock today than they were a few months ago. And in my opinion, I think today's prices are going to look like a literal typo in 10 years' time. And with that being said, I've been loading up hand over fist. Now, here's a big reveal, guys. I have actually sold all of my other stock positions. Everything. Liquidated literally everything. Why? I could not resist the opportunity to buy Tesla stock at a massive, massive discount. It's times like these that the stock market reveals whether or not you really have what it takes to be a successful long-term investor. For example, if you buy a stock and then the stock falls 10, 20, 30%, how do you feel? Are you upset? Are you angry? Are you full of regret? Do you wish that this didn't happen? Do you wish you'd waited a little bit longer? Or do you react a little differently and think, damn, this is awesome. The stock that I bought yesterday, a week ago, a month ago at this fair price is now even cheaper. I'm going to try and buy some more while it's on an even greater discount. Let's imagine this. Let's imagine instead of stocks, we're talking about basic grocery items. Imagine you go to the grocery store one day and you pay $1 for milk. The next week you turn up and the milk's 80 cents. Are you going to have a cry? Are you going to be angry at the supermarket because the milk's now on a discount? The exact same thing as a month ago, it's now cheaper to buy. You're going to get butthurt, you're going to go cry in the corner, or you're going to go, damn, this stuff's on discount. I was happy to pay $1 last week, I'm even happy to pay 80 cents today. There's another factor in the mix here as well, and I believe that is margin calls. Many investors use margin to invest in stocks, slightly higher risk, sometimes extremely high risk, depending on how much margin you're using, etc. What's your backup plan, blah, blah, blah. But in times like this, where we see stocks come back a fair bit from their recent peaks, there'll be a number of investors who foolishly use margin to buy at their absolute peak prices and now are receiving margin calls as the value of their securities have fallen. This can sort of add an amplifying effect. Price of stock goes down, some investors get margin calls, forced to sell for a loss. That means the price comes down even further and even further. You can have this crazy cycle. You can see very violent intraday swings. In fact, as I record this now, Tesla stock today has plummeted more than 10% intraday and then rebounded. It's down around 5%. Very likely a lot of people selling, panicking, then the margin calls come in, then the big brain investors, institutions, etc. go, damn dude, huge buying opportunity, start buying, and we see a little bit of a rebound. Now, let me be clear. I don't know what's going to happen to any particular stock price. In fact, I think it's completely insane to even attempt to predict where a stock's going to be in 1 day, 1 month, or even 1 year. But with the long-term investment horizon, I think it becomes a lot easier to identify long-term value. And when I see a stock like Tesla today down 30% over the last month, I'm super excited to be able to be buying at a discount. And I am a man of my word. I have been buying Tesla stock hand over fist. As I've mentioned a trillion times, I'm a long-term investor. I want to reiterate that once again. I'm investing money that I will not need anytime soon, so I'm not going to be forced to sell at an inopportune moment. I'm just accumulating as much Tesla stock as I possibly can. Every time there's money available, I'm buying. And in special cases, like the dip in 2019, the dip in 2020, and similar dip this year in 2021, I will go to great lengths and scrape together every spare cent that I possibly can, whether or not that includes selling existing assets, which I've had to do in this case. Sometimes the opportunity is just too good to ignore. So I'm showing you guys now all of my transactions on purchasing Tesla stock throughout 2021. As you can see, we've got a 31%, almost 32% decline since purchasing in February, 30%, 14, 12, blah, 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 blah. You can see that every single purchase so far that I've made this year of Tesla stock is in the red. Total loss on paper, $40,000. Total spend so far, $276,000. And total shares purchased this year, 401 shares of Tesla stock. Now, again, I just want to emphasize this. I'm not here to say, hey, look how smart I am, look how dumb I am. I'm just showing you guys part of the journey. Depending on where you've purchased Tesla stock yourself, you might see similar results. You may have just entered the stock, or you may be a long-term investor. If we scroll up, we can see some of my other transactions as well. You can see buying consistently over time tends to result in reasonable returns. My early purchases of Tesla stock, up 1,300%, 1,000% plus, many of these with a 4-figure gain in percentage terms. The more recent purchases in the 200-300% range, then the 20, 30, 40, 60% range, and now some of these negative. Once again, as a long-term investor, I'm excited to be able to be buying Tesla stock at a discount. I was paying $868 per share earlier this year. Now able to purchase Tesla stock around $600 per share, an absolute bargain. And just finally, before we wrap up, here is my stock portfolio as it stands today, literally all in on Tesla stock, a little over 5,000 shares there, average purchase price $130.98 per share, originally began investing early 2016 and still buying literally to the present day. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I once again want to stress over the short term, the stock market could do anything. This is the kind of opportunity where smart investors recognize that there's stuff on sale and buy up big. This is also the same kind of time that people that aren't really in the right place psychologically or emotionally to be investing in the stock market in the first place begin making decisions that they're almost guaranteed to regret in the future. So let me know in the comments below, what have you guys been doing this week? Have you been buying? Have you been selling? Have you been crying in the corner asking for daddy to hold you, or some combination thereof? Me personally, as I've just mentioned, been buying hand over fist, have sold out of all of my other stock positions just to buy this Tesla dip. As a long-term investor, I see this as an incredible buying opportunity to pick up on massive discounts, the very companies that are going to disrupt, transform, and change every aspect of our lives in the future. So thank you so much to the foolish so-called investors who've been panic selling over the last week or so. I'm happy to buy your unwanted goods at a massive discount. I'll see you guys in 2030. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan. This is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget, if you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $250 just for opening an account. And if you fund your account with $100, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $1,600. And if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.